today I wanted to talk about a couple of different things, but all of them having to do with fire. Well, that and the contest coming up, but mostly having to do with fire. Um, in this case, what I'm trying to say is we have only a certain amount of ways to work with fire, but more specifically, more ways to work with lava. Lava can be more tricky than fire in a lot of ways, but there's a lot of questions that I get, sort of people asking me, first off, hey, how do I make a fire in my house if I already, um, for example, I bought the house without furnishings and it didn't come with a fire, even though it has a fireplace, which is a really crappy thing to do, but people do it. My volume is really low. Crap. Must be on your end because I didn't change anything in my program. Did anyone else notice if my volume is low? I don't think I changed anything. Anyway, so we got a lot of fire to talk about. But while we're starting out, here is my old build. It does not exist anymore. It's supposed to be very sad. It's a boulder free refuge wood at work attack. Now it's done with a lot of EHT. Hey Ginger Snap, am I too quiet? Can you tell if I'm too quiet? Um, People are telling me I'm too quiet on their end, but maybe it's just them. So I want to show you this quick video. Oh goodness, what changed? I didn't think I did anything. Maybe that'll help. Tell me if that's too loud. Anyway, I'm going to play this video for you. Now, if you don't know the deal between orcs and wood elves, unfortunately, wood orcs are kind of. Yeah, I figured out what was wrong. Wood elves are fine, but wood orcs are just monstrous. Am I too loud? Can you hear me now? If I turn off the music? Gotcha. Okay, I turned off the music. This is my video, Griff. I made this. This house no longer exists. It's supposed to be a Bosmer attack. I mean a Wood Ark attack on Bosmer, and what happens when the Wood Orcs attack and people don't make it out. But no, it's not a. I mean, I used the background of City of Ash, and I used the ashes, but this is the way that the ones that did escape escaped. No orcs, please. And that's how you leave. that was funny. This house doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, that's the idea. So what I wanted to show you about this video. Yeah, exactly. You see the fires in the ground? I'm going to show you how to... It's a pretty simple idea, but I'll show you how to do it. But yeah, this is a lot of EHT in here. I ended up killing it off, so no longer exists. Alright, what is that? Pokemon Sword walkthrough. I don't know why that happened. Alright, display capture way. Okay, so there's a bunch of different things I want to show you. I want to show you fire today. I want to start with controlled fire and then go to uncontrolled fire. Now, I should have prepared better, but I was being urged to start. And then we'll get into, you know, regular stuff. But basically, I want to show you tricksies about how to do both controlled fire and out of control fire, lava, doing the tricks of what fire does if you use it in different ways. And then I'm probably going to finish with Bayushi's Infernus, because that's probably the best for what I want to do. Excuse me while I grab this blinding amount of fire. Sorry about that. I'm trying to grab some stuff, okay? Barbed hook. But basically, controlled fire is, what I think of it is, would be forges, would be fireplaces, would be campsites, things where it's not raging out of control. Not really sure why I've split it up like that, but hopefully it makes some sense. Ay. I'm not going to bother showing you things like, you know, campfires when it's pretty obvious what a campfire is. You don't need my advice on that. But I do want to show you some cool forges and some cool creations. If I can pull open enough things. All right. I need you. I don't have any wood. You suck. And now we go to Matisse where I can show it off. There's wood in Matisse and I'm not too worried about it. What was I doing? Yeah. I mean, we've talked about it a million times about how to do certain things, but it's funny how on the forums you always see the same questions over and over again. Hey, Eula. And so I wanted to show off explanations of how to do these things so that when somebody asks, hey, how do I do a fire in my house that I don't have a fireplace? You know, we may know it. It may be simple for us, but it's not necessarily simple for somebody just starting out. So, wow, I took the wood out of that one too. You can see there's fires everywhere. But I also did it with green fire. Because I'm weird like that. Matisson was another one of those houses that came without the fireplace, but there you go. Here you go. All right. So I'm going to put these out. Now you can buy logs at any vendor, I think. I certainly know you can buy logs at the new one in Western Skyrim, if that's your thing. So let's pretend for the moment. Actually, screw it. Let's not pretend. We'll go to Western Skyrim. We'll buy some wood. Sorry. We could talk about contests while we do that. In fact, I should. This is, once again, the ongoing contests. what's coming up. And I'm going to just put them in writing from now on when we talk about it, because I feel like it's easier for most people to think about it when they see like dates in front of them. And then also it might make it easier for you to just write it, jam it down rather than just trying to have to listen to me. I personally am going to try to enter some of these, not all of them. Let me buy some wood. Buying wood now. Buy wood, buy wood, buy wood. All right. Let me show you. First of all, there's many different kinds of wood. I tend to use the, whoa, the world disappeared. That's kind of wild. Yowza. Oh, go away. Excuse me while I ban this person. Thank you. Anyway, sorry about that. I had to ban that person. Look at this screen. This is just classy, isn't it? All right, so you can either get the rough firewood or you could get this firewood for the fireplace. I tend to, for the ones that I stack next to it, I'll get this. But for the ones that I actually want to pretend is fire, I'll get that. So that's how you start. You buy these little 100 gold suckers, and that's all you really need. And then what we'll do is we'll go to Proudspire, I guess. I don't know if Proudspire even has a fireplace. I'm not sure. Well, we're gonna find out. If not, we'll just fake it. Fake it till we make it. All right, here we are. This has a lot of my antiquities, all of that kind of stuff just sort of jammed around. I don't think there's a fireplace in here, but we're gonna fake it like there is. Ah, here we are. Thank you. You know, it's a $5 keyboard that I got because I have always had a thing about the clicky. They have to be clicky. If they're not clicky, like the silent keyboards drive me nuts. I just don't like them. So you bought your house. It doesn't have a fireplace. What are you gonna do? Let me show you. You're going to go into Workshop. You can use a grate. Don't use a grate. It doesn't really matter, but you can use a grate. And then you can take the rough firewood that is supposed to be used in the fireplace, and you stick that sucker in there. Let's pull the grate out so you can just see what I mean a little better. You're in there. Then you take an Orcish brazier. You can use other braziers, but the Orcish ones are my preferred go-to for this. And you sink that sucker down underneath the fireplace, just so. And you have flames licking up. And you can either have your grate here or not. Isn't that great? I'm a horrible person and I deserve to be, shot. I also tend to use, I think it adds a little something to have a little stack of wood on the side or two. It's 100 gold. You can spend the money. So there you go. That is how you build a fireplace when you don't have a fire. And that's my first little bit of information, how to combat the problems that you get in this situation. Now, I also showed you some raging fires. Well, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. That were in that video I just showed you. What do you do for a raging fire? Well, I have two suggestions there. The first suggestion is, well, I mean, it's cheaper if you do it this way.
you just take a brazier or any other kind of fire. There's plenty. I just like that one. Um, and you sink it down under the ground or in your house or on the edge of your house, and you've got this raging fire. Let me show you another example. This is an uncontrolled fire, but we'll get back to those later because I wanted to show you controlled fires first. The next thing I wanted to show you. Oh God, I so totally. There's this thing I like to watch, the Viva la Dirt League, and they're so funny. And I absolutely want to. I really want to show you guys how to show you them, but I can't because I can't seem to get the sound to work properly. So I'm gonna have my husband see if he can help me out with that. All right. So the next thing I wanted to show you was not that, but eventually I'm going to show you that. We'll get back to that. God, I'm just having all these technical issues today. Brainless is what I tell you. All right, we're going to go to a house by Treat. Hi, Molly. Ollie, not Molly. Oh, my Lord. I don't know where my brain is this morning, but it's certainly not in my head. Please still be there. No, it's not there. Okay, that's fine. You suck. What I was going to show you is this is Treat's house. See that? That beauty? What that is Treat has taken a whole load of little. Oh my God, the word is lost on me. I might have to give up today because my brain is gone. I can't think of the word. Sconces. So Treat has taken a whole bunch of sconces and made them into rings of fire in order to have their cinch jump through rings of fire. Yeah, those are Breton sconces. Yes, thank you for the words. You are so weird, Eula. I love it. So this is another way of doing controlled fire. It may look a little out of control, but should you actually need things made of fire, this could be really interesting, couldn't it? I like this a lot. So that's another thing you can do. There is, forgive me for this. I planned so hard last night to come up with the proper way to do all this, and you guys are so kind as to. All right, let me just mute this site. I want to go to the ESO critters. It's alive! Critters and humanoids. There is an amazing creature made entirely out of fire that I would love to show you if it still exists. Unfortunately, it's been taken down by the owner, so I'm going to have to show it to you from a photo if possible. I'm a fabulous potato. I'm touched. I'm touched. Truly I am. No, it's a really old one. I'm going to show you a couple of things, actually. This is like jogging my memory. But we'll go to, it's there. There we go. I hope it's still there. I'll be very sad if it isn't. Another example of controlled fire, which I think can be made really to look pretty damn nifty. I've also seen a giant fire creature like a dragon, which I believe was one of Research Monkey's, but he took it down. So there's nothing that I can do about that one. But essentially it was made of braziers. It was just this giant brazier dragon, one of those Japanese, like really thin, sort of like this, dragons. So here's an example of an uncontrolled fire. Something has happened here and been set on fire, and all this is just using a brazier hidden underneath the ground to do exactly what I was telling you about. But why I like this is because they've kind of done a mixture of both. This is tremendously gorgeous dragon. This won like a whole bunch of contests, I think. But look at what they've done with fire. First of all, they've used sconces to make it controlled so that they have, like, it's part of the dragon's face. And then you have these braziers in here that it looks like you can see what's inside. See the people burning? It's got fires raging in its stomach. But I would say this is still a controlled fire because it's not just raging out of control everywhere, but it's in the dragon itself. This dragon is just spectacular. So I love this dragon, and I hope it gives you some ideas of what I mean. What a beauty, isn't it? That's some real talent. I was prepared at one point. I swear to God I was. And then I don't know what I did. I sort of lost my mind here. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. So that's another way of doing. Ah, fuck! It's on the wrong server. All right. Well, there's also the trick of doing a forge, which I will show you. See this? So this is a really smart idea for doing a forge. If you want to work with controlled fire with a forge, what you do is you use these coals. You see them? And you can just bury them into some sort of structure, and it looks, if you put a lot of blacksmithing stuff around it, it looks right. So unfortunately these coals are kind of expensive, but if you buy them Kragenholm, they come with. So I think they also come with one other house, forget which one. But even if you get it unfurnished, you can get that. Maybe do one with only one side, and you don't need both. You know, that could be a thing. Velothi, you may not need both sides, but that's something. Okay. Let me close that. Look at all the Forge Masters Falls. I mean, I've done... Hi, Nysteris. Nice to see you. Let's do a rando while I get my brain in order. I'm feeling so confused today, and I'm making a lot of mistakes, so I apologize for it. Let us go see Jacob. Ginger Snap! Proud Spire! Yay! Thank goodness. You know, I think what it is I deleted a lot of pictures, which isn't good. I deleted a lot of pictures because I'm like, I'm not gonna need this. Delete, delete. And guess what I need? I need that. Ah, I found one. Whose was this? It's Eula's. On NA? What house is this, Eula? Is this still there? If you tell me what house that is, I'll go visit it so I can show off your forge. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm built of confusing. Solitude. Holy crap, Ginger Snap. Oh, wow. Look at this. This whole entryway is added. That's added. the gate. This is, oh my God. You've come up with a new way to do 3D paintings. You've come up with a new way to do 3D paintings. Holy crap. Thanks, Eula. I'll do that. Oh my God. This is genius. So you see the paintings in the background, right? And we did that whole episode on 3D paintings. This blows that out of the water. And let me tell you, I don't, this must be the top of that bed. I was going to say the elsewhere bed. On its side, she buried some paintings. You can see there's more than one because she had to make sure that it looked properly. You know, if you just put one across, you would have blank stuff over here. So she used 3 paintings. Then she buried different mushrooms and plants on the bottom. And the real stroke of genius is the branch from the tree, just arching across, and it moves ever so slightly in front of the picture. And it's between the firelight, the candlelight, which actually is one of the things I was going to talk about. How firelight can make all the difference. I've seen people use candles and flickering firelight to mimic statues moving. I found them, you just find them randomly, honestly. But basically, by using candlelight, first of all, candlelight gives this beautiful, warm feeling. But secondly, it flickers. And the flickering gives this picture a little bit more movement than it would have had. See, the way the light plays across the plants and the painting itself is just, it's pretty damn awesome. Now, if you want to do that with, you know that statue with the 2 orc guys fighting? I've seen people actually put a flickering fire at the bottom of their feet, and it makes them look like they're moving. It makes them look like they're fighting. Oh my God, you've got 1,000,001 of the things I was looking to talk about today. I'm so glad that I came here. Okay, another example of controlled fire. I was actually going to show a different one, but this is perfect. So there's those coals again that we talked about, the ones that you can get from Kragan Home and from Velothi, that come even when you get it unfurnished. But what she's done here is she's actually put it inside a display case and made it like a, you know, ever go to Starbucks or something where they have a little fire nook? That's what this is kind of like. These are hard to come by, I'm sorry to say, but and when you do, they're going to be expensive. So I would like to point one thing out. You can, the few times that I've actually ever seen anybody do lava properly, I've wanted them to take a whole bunch of these and just have them animated so that they move down a section so it looks like lava's coming down. And eventually I'm going to try to do that, but I haven't come across enough of them. And so far this house is just hitting all the great points. Oh, wow. So this is an entirely new kind of way to do a lamp. This is so smart. She's sunken one of those balls into the wall, the Murkmire balls, and she's got the Hlaalu, one of the Hlaalu vases popped into the wall. And that's just genius. Great place to put the dragon head, actually. Brilliant. That's a super cobble. It's really smart. Ginger, I'm losing my damn mind over your house. Holy crap, is this good. That's one of those new antiquities. I don't remember which one. That's not the cat's eye prism, is it? I don't know which one that is. And she's added an item to the bookcase and another item, actually. This is stunning. So good. I mean every word. This is just that frontispiece, that painting when you first walk it. Oh my god. Just when I think I've seen it all. This is genius. This is one of those beds, either Redoran or, you know, Hlalu. I think they come in multiple kinds. Just the different colors of the blankets, I think. And she's turned it on its side and stuck it in the wall like a frame. So she's now turned this into the 4 version of what a triptych is, which only Griff might know. This is Ginger Snap, who's in the channel, Griff. Griff, I know what a 3-piece painting is, a triptych. What's a 4-piece painting like that? Is it a quadric? I don't know. But that's what that looks like, and it's genius. Hey, Zerb. We've got some of the new stuff floating around, including the Merry Mead Maker. Look how pretty that is. That's a beauty. And I just walked past it, but this whole room is in fact a greenhouse embedded into the house. Wow. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Oh my goodness, what have you done here? Is that the trough? This is what I was talking about yesterday. I was saying I feel overwhelmed because there's all these new items. How do I cobble with them? So she's taken a piece of furniture and she's buried the trough into it, and then she's using these cups. Actually, those are probably the sconces upside down because of the way they have the holder on them. And they look like they're pouring water. I was just going to say, I think you use the Alinori fountains. This is genius. Absolutely freaking genius. And that is probably a separate mirror. That is probably maybe a quadruptic. Griff isn't paying attention to me, so I don't know. And look at the walls being covered with the wedding flowers. Everywhere you look, folks, there's something to see. She's got cloth in here. This is also a cobble. It's a combination of the trestle and I think a nightstand. Beautiful. And then here we have a toilet, which is a backwards chair with the usual here. Daedric bowl? No, that's glass. That's something glass. What did you use that's glass? Quadriptych. That's what it is. Thank you, Ollie Kenzie. You've got it. Treptaptic. Griffin, you said the quadriptych at the same time. Oh, a display case. Never would have guessed it. And then we have the little dwarven piece here to use as a flusher. And then there are good old Dres cups for toilet paper with a bucket as the holder. Ginger, I'm going to spend my whole episode on this house. It's that good. Oh my god. All of these are so amazing. I want this so bad, but it's from a dungeon. I don't do dungeons. Stabbies don't dungeon, but I do want this. It's so beautiful, isn't it? Ugh. And then, you know, you placed it in this gorgeous planting situation here because I always recommend these. And then you have... So that blocks off the ugly part of the statue. Did you put that there? You put this stuff here. These are not here. Holy smokes, you're brilliant. I can't believe that what I'm seeing. I need to... Ah! I need something to stand on. Can you put something to stand on? I need something to stand on so I can see everything. All right, so... Everybody hates this view, but look at what Ginger Snap's done. Look what she's done, folks. She's added a gorgeous view. She added a waterfall. She added a deer. She added some of the foliage. She's added a wolf. She's added this statue turned backwards. This is genius. And if I could actually get up on something and show you everything, it's amazing. Anyway, I love this. I want to marry this. This is gorgeous. Freaking genius. I love it. Oh, I realized what I just didn't realize. That's what you meant by your skylight. You took the stained glass and you put it up in the ceiling, and then it's reflecting down onto your oh my god, your garden and your angel statue. That's stunning. And it works because Meridia is like that. The colored rooms, she's all about the lights and colors. This is an Elsewhere statue turned backwards, I think. Might be the statue. Not sure. Mind blown. How did you do all this? Did you close off the basement so that people can't... Yeah, I think you closed off the basement and the upstairs so that you had enough room to do all of this stuff. Alright, so she has closed off the basement and the upstairs because if you want to have 1.5 tons of cobbles, it's going to use a lot of items. The window's where the stairs are. Okay. This is just mind-blowing. So, thank you for letting me see this. It pretty much just decimates so much of what I was going to show. But let me show you my huntings. So I can show you a fire trick, and then we'll go to another house or something. I'm not even going to try to sort these by controlled and uncontrolled anymore. I think that was a mistake to try to do that. Gosh, that was crazy. Crazy. Oh no, thank you for having that amazing house. And I'm glad that I saved it for when you were on, because if I hadn't, I would have felt really bad. Did I take this whole house apart? Or is my fire still there? I hope my fire is still there. Yeah, I think my fire is still there. Alright. Sort of. So you can see things have they sort of have fire going on, but this is not what it used to look like. Let me show you a picture. There's a reason why I'm showing you this. Where is it? My houses. This is why I tell people, don't take things apart. And then I do, because I'm a moron. Here you go. So what I did here is, if you can see, yes, the roof is on fire. I had a piece of furniture here, and then I buried one of the not braziers, but one of those fires that are out of control, Riekling or whatnot. I buried it underneath here. You see that piece? So it looks like this is on fire. And then you've got Daedric. Unfortunately, you can see the pointies, but the Daedric table lamps leading over here to where the fire is. So this is the downstairs underneath that. It used to poke all the way through, and you could see it's gone now, but I had the fire here and I had the fire there. So that was what was going on. Everything was on fire. That was the idea, but I removed it because I'm a jackass. But I'll show you something like it. she really not have her stuff up here? She's gonna make me crazy. PyMag. That's what I got wrong. It's PyMag. We want this one. Oh my goodness, thank you, Ginger. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. You're such a sweetheart. My viewers are so nice. You guys are good people. I'm sorry that so much of this is not going to plan. I really had intended that everything go better to plan, but this is just not working the way I wanted it to. Boo hiss. Alright, so here's a better example of what I was doing in that last house. This is PyMags, and she has brilliantly have put a fire out of control into this house. And not only does she have these little touches where she's buried a brazier or two underneath the trees or underneath something else, she's got the full-on Riekling slash big old new life fire, or whatever it is, buried in the door, so it looks like there's destruction. Like the door has started to fall apart because the fire is so raging out of control. She's done it over here too with this window. Oh, this isn't me. This is PyMag. She is a smarty pants. And I think it also continues around here with an additional window. Look at that. If you want to do an out of control fire, my best suggestion is use one of these wooden ones, which are, and then just use little bits of braziers for touches of fire in other places as it spreads, but use the big old bonfire ones for the out of control fire. And here's the cute little bit is, this is, we've got Parari here with a bucket and a broom. The broom is there because it's actually supposed to be Wubin, I think. But the bucket, and she's trying to rescue Numisma. And once again, PyMag has done this amazing, you know, out of control fire. And Numisma's just standing there like a schmuck instead of taking the stairs down and, you know, saving herself. Save yourself! And she's like, no, you save me. Perfection. I think the ice and snow was a really good touch to add to it kind of emphasizes the difference between the fact that this is all on fire, even though there's snow. I'll show you another one of mine, and I swear this one is actually there and in one piece. I did remove the dragon. Now, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but that friggin' dragon, Calgronted, is amazing for effects. If you can still get it, which you probably can, by contacting customer service and you have the crowns, get it, because you can use it for poison effects, you can use it for lightning effects, you can use it for fire effects, you can use it for so many things. But here, I originally had used it for fire effects because, and you can see I have little bits of fire myself coming through, and I used different braziers. But this is my phoenix. I made a phoenix. And originally, these are all made with those woodland lights that you can get from Green Shade, I believe. Now, originally, I had Calgronted behind it, and Calgronted was spitting out flames, and so it looked even more on fire than it did at this point. Yeah, this was my phoenix. It did not win. I tried. I failed. It was very sad. I tried so hard. This is it with Calgronted in it. Calgronted behind it. Blowing out. See? Even more flame. That's with Calgronted behind it. But even without Calgronted, it's pretty bright. So, I love it. Thank you. This was my entry for the fire contest. It didn't win. And you know what? I gotta give credit where credit is due. Fiendish gave me the idea of adding the brush on fire. And it really does add something. And you know what? Thank you, Fiendish, because you really do have a good sense of how things look good. And she really did. She helped me. I built some of this on stream, and she made that suggestion, and it really did. I do like how it ended up looking. So thank you, Fiendish. But yeah, that was my Phoenix sadness. I really wish it had won. I liked it a lot. But whatever. Moving right along. I want to show you. All right. We'll do another random, and then we'll go to Amaya's, the Amaya bite. Eula. You're a good person, Fiendish. You really are. See, this is what I tell people about the housing community. People don't believe me, but there's really very little cruelty. People do help each other without any thought of self-interest, which really is so sweet. Let's go to Jay Holvin's Grand Sijik. Oh, what I was talking about. See that lightning in the background? That's Calgranted. I couldn't find a good white fire or white... These things didn't look right, so I added this lightning. So that's actually Calgranted doing that. Oh, I know what I could show you for cold fire. Unfortunately, a lot of these are going to end up coming back to my own pieces of work because I know them better than anything else. So this is Artan Matter. What is this? 439, 2 effects. Is this a guild house? Hold on. Griffins are always treated cruelly. Nobody believes me, but griffins eat faces. I keep telling Griffin it's going to eat your face. That he is a face eater. And he just doesn't listen to me. Okay, so I believe this is under construction or some sort of guild shop. So we're going to move on from here. I'm not just... We'll do a different one. Sadness. Hall Lunar. Kedar. Man, if I could pick a particular way for everything to not work, this would be it. Not working. Okay. This is Kedar. No effects, 297 items. A little light, but we'll see if they finished. Lately, people have been publishing unfinished stuff. Not that I have a problem with that, except that I don't, then I might miss it when you do finish it. Oh, I want this so bad. This is so cool. I spent an enormous amount of time yesterday looking for a particular antiquity, and then I didn't get it. The one in Malabator that you can only get, okay, the one you can only get out of Thieves' Troves, no luck. Yay, there's something in it! Somebody put something in their dead cat. It's a dead body, it fits. You're the first person to do it, Kedar, thank you. This pleases me greatly. Everybody with their dead cats leaving them around and not actually putting anything in them. Yeah, they're really, really hunted. Like, people are camping the spots. Anything down there? No. I've noticed people are camping. Just logging in, logging out, grabbing what's there. It's really kind of frustrating. So that one's a beast. Oh, what's going on in here? We've got like a story. And here's Calgranted spitting fire. Now, if you want to use this green fire, which I think of as poison or evil, if you can't afford Kelf Grunted, you can always use the Hagraven brazier, which makes green light as well. I think it looks magical. Looks magical, looks poisony. Around Christmas, around Halloween, you see a lot of it. So we've got like a little hangout over here with the guar. Oh, nice usage. That's that new antiquity with, and they have it buried underneath a piece of Daedric rock. I think that's the shard. 2 shards. And you've got the Molag Bal statue. I'm not sure I would have used it for Molag Bal. I might have used it for Meridia. But that looks fantastic. In fact, I'm going to use that for Meridia now that I'm thinking about it. And then we have this dragon, and really smart move with the fire on either side, and also with the gargoyles on either side. I really like that. And I highly recommend... I don't have this yet, this dais that she's standing on. I highly recommend, if you can, and if you have the slots, build up here, because what you can kind of see through, not really, the stuff is too violent, but there's a spectacular view back there. So I would build up if you can. And then the last section, did you put anything in there? Griffins deserve to be treated cruelly. They're beasts that eat faces. I keep telling you. You don't believe me. But they're face eaters. And then we have the beginnings of a nice little cozy spot. Alright, let's go to Eula's Amaya so I can show you a really nicely done forge, which is another fire thing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a certain number of different colored fires and show you how they all work, or different colored lights, because they do give off a little bit of different feelings depending on how you decorate. Now this whole house is worth exploration, so don't just assume that I'm skipping bits because I have shown it, but it does, if you feel like you want to see more of this kind of thing, please do come check out Eula's amazing house here. But check out this amazing forge. No, everyone does not love griffins except for me. People like griffins, but they become evil face eaters. So check it out. So first of all, she's got this stuff here is amazing. It's the trash sort of from Clockwork, which makes a lot of sense for melting down something. So you might have this by any forge. Also, as we all know, if you flip it upside down, it looks like dirt. So here's the actual station. There's an anvil, and then there's the hammer. There's a big old hammer. You know, you could get the smaller one too if you didn't pick up this from the Lux vendor, because that's a Lux vendor item. Now she's added machinery to it. So there's like a hood over the fire and pipes to bring the heat out. So that, you know, putting a forge in a closed building is not usually the brightest of ideas, which is why you always see old blacksmith places having open doors and whatnot. It's because you don't want to be in a room of just unventilated fire. But here's the bed of coals again. And then she's got 2 regular blocks, she's got some clockwork brass, and then she's got this piece, which I believe is an engine that you can get. And it's just over it. And so we've got a forge. So how do you build a forge in a house that doesn't have a forge? That's how. You don't have to buy Forge Master Falls and wish that you hadn't had a forge. Now you can build one. Okay, so let's go to my old Mistveil, and I'm going to pick up some different colored lights, and I'm going to show you how this is going to affect the mood. Wow, nice. So green and red makes yellowish. Is that the one you used to make the light more yellowish? Lolly lamps are so helpful. All right, let me grab some of the non... All right, we got Mercury Brazers, we got a Velothi Brazier, we got a Daedric. Daedric. Use that. Daedric. A little bit of candles in my life. I'm not going to use all of these, I'm just grabbing some. I love these. Okay, let's go to my other house. Blinding light alert. If you think this is blinding, it's just gonna get worse. I need to figure out which closed-in house I want to use. I think I know which house to use. Ah, okay. Please excuse the eye-rippingly blinding stuff. I think that's all I needed. No, we'll take one of those because that one's brilliant. Okay, now we're gonna go back to Matisen because, interestingly enough, Slytherin is probably the best choice for showing you what I mean to do with light, because there's a green light in there, first of all, but secondly because it really does change the feel of the house, of the room, depending on what you do. Thirdly, I can talk about light bleed, which is an important thing with fires. Matisen is a terrible house for light bleed. By that I mean, if you have light on the second floor, right, it'll bleed through to the first floor. If you have lights, I love that I did this though, this pleases me. If you have lights here, see all the green? That's light bleeding through the walls. The walls are not solid, so they bleed through, and you have to plan for that. But there's a reason why I want to do this. So, first of all, this is Slytherin. So Slytherin is supposed to give you like an evil, snaky kind of mood with just a creepy kind of poisony, evil kind of mood. And so what the items that I chose to be in here, the snake stuff, the Daedric stuff, this has green on it to begin with. It's supposed to give you that feeling. So the fire, the green fire, I felt was really necessary for that. So if you wanted to use a green fire, it's very bright. So, burying it might help for you. That way, I really wanted some fire in the fireplace, but if you bury it, look at that. It's hidden completely. You can't see the source of the flame. And it's giving this room this creepy ass glow. I gotta remove that because that's giving wrong light here. Okay. So that's an option. And it's a fire. So it flickers. It's going to have that creepy ass flicker. But yes, it does give a kind of greenish, sickly light. Same with the void stones. I mean, these stones that you can get. This is an achievement item. Um, and it's a lighter one, but it gives that creepy, Halloweeny kind of feel. All right. So then I want to talk about Daedric Fire. Let's put a bunch of Daedric Flame in here, right? Let's see. Put you in, and you in. I think that's all of it for the Daedric. Yeah. So Daedric Flame gives a different kind of feeling. I feel like it's, you know how fire usually makes a place seem cozy? This is like the complete opposite. It feels so uncozy. Come out here and see. Look at how warm and inviting this section is. Let me put down a real fire, like a less powerful fire. So there's one. And then you can just come out of the fireplace. Okay, thanks. Are you the what are you? What are you in there? I think I know what you are. You may be that in Baylor thing. What in God's name are you? Lighting. Candles. Chandelier. What the hell did I use? Whatever. I'll tell you how I'll figure it out. This is great. Watch what you can do with EHT. Select housing tools, go radius, right? We select something here. It'll have 3 items selected now. What is it? Wait a minute. Why does it have fire and it's not showing me what it is? I think it's the Orcish Brazier. It is. It's an Orcish Brazier. I don't know why I didn't see that. There we go. See? That's how you figure it out when you don't know what the hell you used. So, I've got this nice little cozy light over here. And then maybe some candles. Doesn't it feel warm and inviting? Not scary in the least. Just very serene. You come in here. Does not feel warm and inviting. The blue light just, for whatever reason, makes it feel cold and dangerous. And maybe because I associate it with Daedra, but that is a way to make your home feel cold, like a cold, non-inviting feeling. Another lighting trick is this. Now you can hide this entirely. Check it out. You're underwater. I've shown you this before. But not only is the whole house blue, but look at it. It looks like a bottom of a pool, right? The way the lights do this beautiful pool thing. It's still cold, but the lighting is a really neat trick that I highly recommend you do. Give it a shot. See what you can do for underwater. Why did he send you a pretty basket for your birthday? Let me just pull this out of the ground. I don't want it to be showing like that. Oh, for crying out loud. Oh, for crying out loud. All right, so the next light I want to talk about, or fire. You've got all of these fires so far. We talked about blue, we talked about normal, and we've talked about green fire, feeling very creepy. But, you know, we've got also different colors that you can mess with. Now, there are some people who have messed a lot with, I'll show you, combining lights in a different way, like a Varla and a Kalanda stone, the blue and the yellow, they sort of cancel each other out and they become white-ish. It's more white than not. But the edges of it still, one side turns a little bit yellow and one side turns a little bit blue. But if it bugs you that you want a really light, bright light, I suggest a total different solution, but I will show you this because this is a solution that a lot of people use. Ah, cool. So, as you can see, I have a stone here, hidden in here, and I have a stone peeking out of the fire, right? Because I wanted a really bright white light. And I think you can tell that right in the center, we really do have a very bright white light. You can see it reflected even. But what happens is on the edges, this turns a little more yellow and this turns a little bit more blue. I'm not a fan of this way of doing it. Rather, and I'm going to show you this and actually do it. See how dark this room is? If it's just fire and candlelight? Some people don't even change that, and you need to. It's too dark. You can't see anything. So what I always suggest in this case is my handy dandy little clockwork lights, because they are honestly the best light, I think, and they're so close to white that it works out. Now people point out to me, oh, there's a second floor here. If you put this up, you know, and hide it, you'll be able to see it upstairs. That's true. So my suggestion to you then is hide it in the walls. And you can do that. You can either hide it in this wall, hide it behind the window. It's not as bright, but you can still have it. You could probably bury it under the carpet. Here, that's what we'll do. We'll bury it under the carpet. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. And there you go. You don't see the source of the light, and look at how bright it is. And now the light is white. It's not that weird blue yellow from Varla and Kalanda stones. Seriously, find a way to bury the clockwork lights and use them here. This looks better. So use that. And then up here I have more blue light because that's just the way it worked out. Plus magic-y works. The last thing I want to show you is Bayushi's video on, and the last thing about fire, I mean. Bayushi did a great video about her Infernus house. But it really needs to be shown with her actual like effects in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it, but I'm going to show it no sound because Infernus. All right, let's just suck her on YouTube over here and no sound, and then I'll pull this up here and you've got an annoying pop-up. And you can watch this real quick while I use a quick bio break. This is, pay attention to the lava. Okay, this is Bayushi's. So I wanted to say, not just because of the fact that she's got faux lava. If you see, there's those rolly, spinny things. Those are sort of like fake lava. This is also made in an Ellen here. So you have the base lava to begin with. See this circle, the triangle from a normal Ellen here? She makes use of that. She ends up, you know, you'll see further in the video that she actually makes use of the lava itself, aside from, you know, giant balls of it floating. But you can see she used some of those dark elf coals. See? She combined them with things to make them look like they're flowing lava. It's an expensive trick, but it's a trick you can do. Now we're coming through the Daedric Rock area. I love Beishi, she's so talented. Little touches of fire here and there, a Banekin. His familiar is waiting forever. Down we go, down we go, down we go. She's leading us to the lava, which is a natural part of the house. She's buried lava creatures in it, which you too can do. We should all be able to get those one way or another. And this room is really stunning. The amount of money she spent on those walls is just obscene. But you can see that she is using the lava that actually belongs to the house. She's got, you see that those sparks like that she intended as well. And this is supposed to be, oh, that's beautiful, lava falling. Which is, I believe it's a PvP thing, that big ball that rolls circular. I don't have access to that. And I think that's the Dwarven Sun in the middle. Yeah, that's the Dwarven Sun. You can see sparks are floating and whatnot. But she definitely uses the house to the best of its possibilities. And so if you really want to work on a lava build, seriously, start with it with Ellen here, because that's really your best bet. Oh, it's undaunted? Okay, good to know. There you go. Isn't that gorgeous? That's how you do lava, best as you can. And thank you, Beishi, for allowing me to show your fantastic Ellen here. Okay. Let's put that back down. And that's what we're going to end on for fire. Now I'm going to go back to looking at houses, because that's what I do best. Okay, we did Julia Terrell, Sleek Creek. Isn't Scale Color DLC dungeon? Yeah, Zaren's right. Okay, so we've got 177 items in here. And it's kind of dark, which is okay, because if that's what you're going for with fireflies, torch bugs, gathering around the smoke, that sort of makes a lot of sense. This looks like it's a combination use house of storage, selling, cooking maybe. And then just a home where kitties live. Sweet little home on the creek. On the crick. Somebody was saying to me yesterday that they're afraid to show me their house because they're like, it's so plain and boring and ordinary. And I was like, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. We all start somewhere, and plain and ordinary, quote unquote, the way I like to refer to it is traditional, doesn't matter. I like those too. It's just that, you know, I'm not picking whether I see traditional or not traditional. When I'm hitting these buttons, I'm hitting whatever comes up. You know, I don't know what I'm going to see. So I'm not choosing to werewolf den. I'm not choosing to just look at traditional or modern type houses. I'm picking all of them. So we've got a kitchen. I'd say this is pretty traditional. Nothing wrong with that. I've seen some funny things done with that head. Do you know what we could do? You could take this statue and you could put that crown, that king's head from antiquity on top of it. That would look pretty funny. I think that would look good. And we have a very nice redone room here. This is usually like done in very murderous looking colors. But they've made this really kind of fancy with the soothing, warm, cozy lighting and the just nicely lit. You buy them in Rolka. They're on the regular furnishing seller in Rolka. Excuse me. Very nice room. Thanks for the follow, Cobra Shade. As I yawn at you folks, I apologize. I wasn't trying to yawn at you. It just sort of happened. Okay. Whew. Here we go, wide open, not sure where to go. This house has that issue. But one day I think I'm gonna buy this house, regardless. I'm thinking about building my dream home in this house. But, you know, yesterday I was working on building, and I realized that my dream house, oh, the Rathana, is actually fairly close to something that Swankery already made. And so some of my ideas, which I had before she had actually made it, would look identical. And while I would normally not be concerned about that, and I would tell people just ignore it and do it anyway because it was your idea, don't sweat it. And plus, we all learn from each other, and Swankery is not the kind of person to get mad for somebody borrowing an idea. But it was like, well, if it's been done, I don't really feel like making it. This is an interesting way of doing this because this is a Bosmer tent pole thing. So this is a combination of items. It really looks good. So I'm not really sure what I want to do, honestly, like how I want to deal with it. I do love that waterfall. So beautiful. So I don't know what I want to do now. What's that? What's hanging? So we're finding like creepy stuff just randomly throughout. I wonder if there's like one main build somewhere and the rest is all just creepy stuff. Maybe that front room was the main build? I'm not sure. This house is very confusing to me. But I do want to eventually build right here. This is my dream house location. That or Forge Master Falls. I haven't really made up my mind. Hey, look, he made it look like there's a turtle over there. A Hashimoto. Really well done. What did you use as the shoulders? Just something, some other thing. Really does look like there's a Hashimoto over there. Clever trick. Wow, they used all of their item count and it feels empty. And I'm not picking on this person because the front room was spectacular, but this is what the problem is, Zoss. You can't do this. You have to give us more slots. This is just not enough. That looks handmade. What is that? We need more slots. You know, I'll never make partner because I am constantly criticizing Zoss. As much as I love the game, I do in fact criticize them way too much. Or a lot. I don't know if it's too much. I'm honest. I'll tell you the truth, and I guess some people are better at keeping their mouths shut about the problems than me. I just flat out come out and say it. This sucks, that sucks, you know. I'll also give them compliments when I think they're warranted. So I think this is it. I think it's just a house with, unless I'm wrong. See, there's too much built up that I don't know how to get up to. What is it that, is there something up there that I just can't get to? I feel like there is. Like I'm missing something. I'm missing treasure. That might be it. But I feel like there's a whole lot of Daedric rock buildup that's unusual unless you have a separate build entirely going on. Maybe there is. I don't know. Anyway, so if I missed it, if I missed the main part of your build, Kaiser, let me know. I'd be happy to come back and fix it. But also, if I missed the major part of your build, I also recommend that you perhaps consider arrows or something, a main road, something that could help me figure out where I'm supposed to be going, because I honestly don't know. But this is just so stunning, isn't it? That view is really something else. Maybe this should be where my dream house should be. I don't know. Okay, what else? Leslax! I haven't seen a Leslax in forever. Pariah's Pinnacle. Just asking my husband something important about coffee. Okay. Skyrim replica? Work in progress? Leslax, are you sure you want me to see a work in progress for Skyrim? If you're doing the contest, I'm not sure that I should necessarily see this. But, ooh, nice. I see effects. Oh, how cute! Oh, this reminds me of that little house. Oh, nice. Well, this can't be for the contest because it's got effects. The contest does not allow effects. Speaking of said contest, I forgot to tell you the second part. This is coming from the guy who did the actual contest rules. Number of rooms, whatever's in the schedule screenshot is what is judged, so the number doesn't matter, just what it shows. As for previously published, valid entries are those that have not been entered into other contests, not just ZOS contests. This needs to be a new or significantly updated creation. Per ZOS contest dude, sharing per request of ZOS person. There are restrictions as to what locations of people can enter. So you need to read information about whether or not you can enter based on your country. Here's the link. I don't actually know if your country allows it or not. but there's the link to it. You should read up on it before entering so you don't waste your time and money. And secondly, you have to do it on live, not PTS. So there you go. On PTS, you could build anything you wanted. And, oh my gosh, look at that. Wow, that's stunning. That's really well done. Look at that cobble. I've never seen anyone actually do that before like that. Yeah, so basically you could do whatever you wanted. This reminds me of that lake house. This one should have the planters in it over here. Ah, it is! It's an exact replica of the lake house, folks, that I've spent many an hour in. And you would plant the plants, and then you could harvest them. And sometimes you could have butterflies in here too. I want to cry, this is so good. And then the kitchen? Or no, the armory. Oh, this was the library. You could expand it out to be the... Oh my god, this is exact. Leslax, I'm in love with this. Holy crap, you made that thing I didn't know how to make. Oh my god. I'm in love. I can see why it's work in progress. Second floor hasn't been finished yet. Holy shit, Leslax. This is identical, and it's beautiful. I do too. I absolutely do. Let me show you my Moonmirth. Now, I've published my Moonmirth before, so I would need to... I'm going to need to redo it entirely in order to have it be proper for the contest. But mine is a replica of the first floor of Bree's home. Like, exact. Piece of bread, where the bread is, etc. So I'm going to have to redo mine. Also, I'm going to fix this door issue. But this is my Bree's home. Oh, I'm sorry, Eula. That light shouldn't be on like that. But this is... See, this is what I did for what they did. There is some kind of, you know, dream catcher here. And this is how I made my dream catcher because I didn't know how else to do it. I hand-made this. This was my cobble. Don't need it anymore. Bye-bye, cobble. I loved you. But I don't need you no more. Because now I have the real thing. And there I have the real thing now. Of course, this guy wasn't there. I don't know. I'm kind of sad I had to kill off my cobble. My cobble was good, but whatever. This was my creation. I entered it into a DDA contest, so what they said is you have to significantly update or change or something, so I'm gonna have to do that because obviously this is not gonna work. You know? Sadness. I'm all sad now. But, yeah, this door, I'm not going to keep this door like this. This door pisses me off so much. I can't wait to redo the door. Alright. I want to cry a little bit. I worked so hard on this. Anyway, moving right along. I'm in love with it, Leslax. It's absolutely amazing. Oh, Lushora. Lushora messed up yesterday. She told me her house was locked accidentally. So let's go back and revisit it. And let me find out about coffee. Did I already go through my entire coffee?
Yeah, well, I think yesterday.
Ah.
No, it doesn't look bad. Yeah, fair enough. I told him not until like 8 o'clock today.
It's not 8 o'clock.
I know. I will not go.
It's 12:45. I can live until you go.
The past 2 days I've been unlucky. But I'll probably get you two since you're now going through them in less than 24 hours.
Thank you. And don't bring home the COVID. No corona. No corona. So this is the statue I was talking about earlier, about putting candles, or like it was like a really bright light that flickered. It may have been the green one, and it made them look like they were moving. It was really carefully done. So Lushoras, thank you so much for responding and letting me come in, because I know I really wanted to see this, and I'm sorry that it wasn't yesterday. It wasn't I couldn't get in. Did I get in? I got in! Yay! 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 Okay. Oh my goodness. Is that really how many tabards we have available? I mean, what are they called? Not tabards. What are these things called, guys? My words are gone today. Not tapestries, are they? They're... I can't think of it. That's amazing, though. I'm sorry, Eula. I don't know. I don't think it's us' fault. Some countries just don't allow it. Right? I mean, it might be us' fault. I could be wrong. But I always just assumed that the countries that couldn't enter, it was because they had laws that prevented gambling of sorts, or certain contests. My bad. Empty dead cat. Put something in your dead cat for me. Oh, that's good use. Ooh, we've got a second floor. Banners. Thank you, Ollie. That is, in fact, the word I was trying to think of. And, oh, that's a good use. Putting Eskimor's cup on this dais. Dais. Looks good. Oh, and somebody else burying the pool. Now, what's fascinating to me about this is that I would always use the pool side, but this actually, I've seen now 2 people using it as the light, and it does look good. What you could do is get rid of the scuzzy water down here and just put this in as the water. It's a thought. But I do understand what you're doing here, and I do like it. I love how people are incorporating the new things. This is the thing I can't find. Oh. Enter on what? Enter on the link I sent? Or banners? Second floor. We've got a whole bunch of busts. More dead people. Oh my goodness. Oh, good. This is a giant, what J Hart calls a vanity house, but I call a trophy house. So this is a giant trophy house. Trophies, achievements, all in one home. Really put together to let you see, look, this is all the things I've earned, you know? I don't know. Maybe it's a tax thing. Like, sometimes taxes are weird, or out of state contests are weird, or you could always ask them. I doubt they'll answer, but you could ask them. You know what I mean? Wow. This is really well done. I like this. And now I'm gonna die. Splat. Ooh, what is that? I haven't seen that yet, guys. What is that? Tell me. What is that thing? I need that. I need that so bad. That effect is magic. That's an upside down something. This is really cool, Lushora. All of your little collection here. It's much better than sticking it in a house like I have, where I'm not doing anything with it. Like all of my stuff separated by type instead of viewable and enjoyable like this. Craglorn, thank you. Thanks, Mirth. I loved it. Fantastic. I'm glad we came back. It was fun, Lushera. Really, it was a lot of fun, so thank you. Alright, what else are we looking at? Autumn's house near Hezi. Ow. I want it. Gives it to me. What? What did I do wrong? I know, but you didn't. Sending me a picture of it doesn't do the same thing as the effect. Do you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't see that slow-moving effect. That's what's fascinating about it. Besides, I have the memory of a dead gnat. We all know this. I can't remember with simple words, let alone what you send me in a picture. Please don't be offended. It's not about you. Oh, that's cute. I like that too. I have a lack of brainage. Okay, so I don't do trials, so I'll never get it. But look at this lovely carpeting job. I'm a fan. I think I carpeted it too, and I think what you can do is you can combine, make it look like there's just one if that's what you want to do. Let me show you what I mean. If I did it that way. If I didn't, I apologize. Because it seems like it'd be big enough, and then it's not. And if I didn't do it here, I did it in Hammer Death, and we'll go there. Okay. Yeah, okay. So what I did is I moved it all the way over here. So this is up against the wall. And then I overlapped it a little bit with the next piece. I kind of distract away from it with this additional carpet on top. But you could just get away with just having it look like that. No one's really going to notice unless it drives you absolutely nuts, which I can understand. The other thing you could do is perhaps have another carpet, like have the joining piece in the middle Like, so you join here in the middle instead of not, and then have some sort of runner that covers it. So that might be a way of dealing with it, if that's something you want to do. You don't have to. Shutterbug Snug. Okay. So I'm going to play around on the PTS today and see what I can do with EHT, moving my stuff around, seeing how it looks in different places. So this is Shutterbug, who watches this stream a lot. And I'm liking that this is a nice combination here. So they added to the fire those green stones, you know, that you can get. And so it's got this mixture of greenish light along with the regular firelight. Kind of tempers the green so that it's not too overwhelming. But what's really neat about that is that red is a complementary color to green. So the green and the red supposedly make each other pop. That's the idea. Oh, Shutter, I think your light is hovering. Or you may want to push it back a little bit. So that's one way of making the colors pop, and I think the little, you know, green flowers here and there are a nice touch. Second floor, which is always a good thing for a snug, and we've got a cute little bedroom up here. This really is fit for a Bosmer. Looks like a Bosmer in me. And look, they flipped this, and they flipped it putting poles in it so it doesn't look stupid to be flipped. They liked it the other way around. Interesting. I don't know what to do about that. I mean, it's rough. I'm sorry. I'll show you what I'm working on. It's a mess, I'll let you know. Well, Blind Stargazer is equally upset because he or she had a good idea and they also can't enter, and they're also upset about it. I think they're in Sweden or something, but they couldn't, and they're very angry about it. You know, I mean, I don't know what the legal reasons are, but they're usually legal. I can't tell you what it is. So this is all obviously just me jamming things in places. I'm not actually going to have it look like this, but that was just something. Yeah. This is just me messing around. This isn't going to be what it ends up looking like, but I just felt like playing with it last night. This portion, ignore this. This is not supposed to be up there. I just was playing around with it. What? I just picked you up. Wow, that was lagged. This portion is my restaurant through Glass Bottom restaurant. So it's I picked it up, I moved it here, and now I have to expand on it. And I was sitting there going, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what to do, period. Like, I don't know how to make it better. I don't know how to make it bigger. I don't know what to do. So I'm sort of like stuck right now, but that was my goal, was to have a nice restaurant thing, and now I just don't know what to do with it. So that's that. Just thought I'd show you. Alright, I'm gonna call it, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that you can't enter. And I may play later if I can get EHT working on the PTS, and it is a, I don't know if it's an EU port now or if it's an NA port now, but it makes a difference. So I will talk to you all later. Sorry, I'm so tired. And have a good one. Happy building.